What's up, ladies and gents? CenterStrain01, your host here, and welcome to my unboxing for the MSI GTX 1080 Ti. I know it's a little blinding. You're blinded by the light. I don't normally do unboxings. I'm not very good at them. This is going to be plain and simple. I just want to mainly focus on this, so I don't need to be like directly in the video. So we're going to go ahead and take off the protective outside here. I just got this in today, and I'm very, very excited to open it up and to see how this baby can handle in glorious 4K, because everything I do is usually in 4K or 1440. So I want to pretty much put this to the max. And from what I hear, this can be done pretty much every new game, 60 frames per second at least, in 4K. So I'm really, really excited for this. This is what I've been waiting for. I so close, almost got another GTX 1080. I almost got the GTX Titan, but I waited and waited and waited because I knew this was going to be the one that I wanted to stick with and I was going to have for the next couple of years. And of course, this would not be possible if it wasn't for all of the Patreons out there. Every single one of them that every single month donate a little bit to help this channel grow, to help the quality get better, to help just everything, to keep me afloat. Living in today's oversaturated YouTube society is not as easy as it used to be. So again, thank you to the patrons out there for helping me even be able to have something like this, because without them, this channel probably would not be happening right now, especially in these beginning months as ad revenue and all that kind of stuff is really, really low in the beginning of the year. So I'm doing everything I can to get by. But without my Patreons, this would not be possible. So thank you to them out there. And of course, if you want to become a Patreon and help out, you can always do that. Just look in the description below and follow the link. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. This is the MSI version of the GeForce GTX 1080 Ti. And I'm not, really good at doing unboxing, so I like to put a little personal kind of flavor into this. And I know I'm cut off here, but hi, I'm all here. So I've been wanting to get this for a while, right? But I was in the middle of doing a live stream when I got the email that pre-orders were available. So I didn't get that email, or I didn't look at that email until like maybe 3 hours later, because no one knew when the pre-orders were going to be available, because the NVIDIA said they would send an email out. And I was in the middle of the live stream, I couldn't do it, so about 3 hours after the pre-order went live, I went in and they were already sold out, and they were sold out pretty much everywhere. So unfortunately, I couldn't get involved in that, and I was a little upset about that. Hopefully, you guys can hear me correct, because I got this guy focusing on me there. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to stoop to eBay. eBay is a great way for people to sell things that they don't want anymore, but it's also a really, really crappy way to get people to buy things that is way overpriced, especially with new products. So I looked on eBay, and I'm not really a bidder. I don't like to bid on stuff. I just prefer to buy it outright. So I saw a guy's site, went and bought it. He was selling this for $900, where you can get it for what, $700, I think. $700 is what these cost. The MSRP is $699 or something like that. But I ended up getting it for $900, and that is because I knew I wanted this, and this was going to come in handy. This is going to help my channel out a lot by making the quality so much better. But I got it from him, and here's the funny thing. The guy said, in the description, have it in hand, sending out, the day you order, right? So I do that. Everything's fine. I'm thinking everything's good to go. I sent him a message like, hey, when are you going to send it out? And he said, well, I haven't got mine in yet, but as soon as I do, it'll ship out. And I'm like, okay, but your description says in hand, ready to ship. So again, another reason why I'm not all up on eBay's butt with buying stuff. I mean, I used to buy all kinds of Superman memorabilia and stuff like that, but I've kept it off for the past year. So just because working with eBay, not really eBay in general, but working with some of the people that have sites in eBay is a nightmare, because people can think that they can get away with lying. So I told him, I said, listen, dude, it's very, very bad business. If you want to make yourself credible, do not lie in your description and stuff like that. We said, I know, I'm sorry. I'll have it. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow, and I'll have it sent to you ASAP. So in good news, this was, I think, maybe Tuesday. And the guy stayed true to his word. He actually had it, instead of him getting it shipped to him, he had it directly shipped to me, so it never even came to him. And it came from California. It took about 3 days, from Tuesday to Friday, to get here. So all in all, it wasn't that bad. But I still think that make sure that if you're going to be on eBay, be honest and truthful. You're going to make more money. You're going to feel better about yourself. And you're going to be able to get more business. So I got it in. Here we go. I've bored you enough. Again, my videos are a lot different than everyone else's. I'm not going to have this nice little turnaround with this bopping music. I don't have. Excuse me. I don't have all that music. You can look at the stats here. Hopefully you guys can see that. I can't really. You probably can't. This is I'm using the Logitech 920, and I'm probably really bad at this. I am not used to this stuff. But yeah, hopefully you can see a little bit of that, and we're going to go ahead and open it up. We're seeing it at the same time, you and I. You and I. All right. Yes, I've got pajamas on. So what? I'm just a rock star. I got the rock groove. All right, what do we got here? We've got... So why did I go with the MSI version? Well, there was multiple versions that this guy had going on for 900. It was the MSI, the Gigabyte. Normally I get the EVGA because I'm a huge EVGA supporter, but right now, even though I am going to be upgrading my computer, right now I've got an MSI Gaming X99A7 motherboard. So I thought that, well, it makes sense to maybe keep with the MSI theme since my motherboard is MSI, and I like the motherboard really, a lot. So it's done really well for me. So looks like you get an HDMI to, well, they don't even have that in there. That's right. So they took out the port for this, so they no longer have, they only have HDMI and DisplayPort in the actual GTX 1080 Ti now. But, so you get that. What else do you get in here? I got MSI graphics card, quick user guide. I love how they put a lot of effort into a user guide for a GTX 1080 that you just slide in 2 holes. And a CD, which I don't even have a CD player on my computer. Who has CD players on their computers anymore? Everything is digital now. All right. But I do like the fact that they still put this stuff in there because they do care about those users that continue to create content with DVD and Blu-ray and stuff like that. All right, so here we go. What is this here? We got a thank you for choosing a MSI product. Yes, thank you. You're most certainly welcome. And here we go. This is it. This is it. Please let me know. There you go. There it is in all of its glory. This is one heavy SOB right here. Holy crap. So, let me give you another personal story because I like to really get involved deep with all of you. I never started, I'm late to the game, so I'm 33 years old. I'm getting up there. But I've been a gamer for life, right? I haven't really been much of a PC gamer until around 2012. I've always been more console oriented. It's just because that's kind of how I grew up with, Atari, Nintendo, ColecoVision. That's the consoles I grew up with, so I just kept that trend going with Xbox and PlayStation 3 and all that kind of stuff. And then in 2012, I decided, you know what, my YouTube channel is starting to take off. So I'm going to try to have the best quality that I can out there. So I kind of changed the format of what I do, and I started playing more PC games. So I ended up getting a PC-eccentric computer. And I think when BioShock came out, BioShock Infinite, that was when they went to the 680s, I think. It was the 680s, somewhere around in there. So one of the first graphic cards, I think one of the first graphic cards I got was like a 560 Ti, right? And then after that, I ended up getting a 680. So that is when I started with, heavy PC gaming, always getting the 80 version. So I had a 680, then I had, did they come out with a 680 Ti? I don't remember. I think I went from a 680 to a 780, and then the 780 to the 980, I think, right? They skipped the 800 series. And then the 980 Ti I had 2 980 Ti's in my computer. And then, of course, the 1080 and now the 1080 Ti. So I'm still relatively new to the whole like beefing up PC. I think the first computer I ever personally built was in around 2013. I even have a video of that on my YouTube channel when I go out and buy the parts and all that kind of stuff. So it was a fun, surreal experience, but I also realized that when you're such a noob like me, a lot of things can go wrong. So there's benefits in getting computers on like through actual manufacturers, like fully built computers, for peace of mind, of course, but nothing is more exhilarating than building your own PC, which I'm planning on maybe doing here in the next few weeks. I've been searching parts. I've been looking, am I going Ryzen? Am I going Kaby Lake? I don't know what I'm going to do. So if you guys have any suggestions on some of the newest and greatest parts to have in a computer to be able to edit, because you know I do a lot of editing, obviously in 4K. So if you guys have any tips and tricks and stuff like that, please, by all means, let me know, because I need your guys' help to make sure that I set myself up and this channel up for success in the future. So I've bored you enough. All right, let me take a look at this thing. First of all, I'm so happy they included a backplate, because what was it? The 1080 did not include the backplate when I got it, the Founders Edition. And I never had the 1080 any besides. I've only had the Founders Edition from the 1080. My 980 Ti's were all EVGA AC 2.0 or whatever it was. But wow, this thing is massive. This thing is huge, and it is heavy. So I'll let you guys take a look at it. There's the backplate. Sorry again if the camera is a little bit out of focus. I don't have a very good camera, so. You look at the front there. Again, one of the weird, really weird things that I'm used to having those two fans on there, just having the one. I'm not really good with overclocking. Guys, if you have any tips on how to overclock correctly, hey, I'm still new to all this as much as I do. You know, I'm usually just a straightforward kind of guy, still trying to get into it all. But any help from you guys out there to make sure that I am running the best that I possibly can to give you guys the best that I possibly can. So the only difference between this 1080 Ti and the 1000, well, there's a few differences, is this has the same CUDA-core mount as the GTX Titan Pascal edition, although it loses some flops. It loses, actually it gains on the boost clock speed if I'm not mistaken, but as far as the difference between the 1080 is, well, first of all, the pin connector is a little bit different. I believe this is two 8 pins. No, this is a 6 and an 8, where the other one I think is just either, I think it's just a 6 maybe, but this one adds a little bit more. So but the power consumption level isn't too bad on this bad boy, but this thing looks beautiful. But as you can see here, they only have one display port and what? Let me see, let me take these. So you got display, 2 display. Nice, 2 display, I like that. Oh, wait a second, is that 3 display? Nice. All right, so they got 3 display ports and 1 HDMI. So I'm rocking my 4K G-Sync monitor. I'm about ready to upgrade because this is the first edition of the Acer XB, what is it, 280HK, the first edition. So it's about time for me to upgrade. I was debating whether or not I was going to go for a 1440p monitor with like 165 refresh rate, or go with a widescreen, ultra-wide QHD with, what is it, 3840 by 1440. So again, let me know all of this stuff. I'm just so afraid to go into that market because of the way that I'm a content creator and I don't want black bars, and I want to make sure, I know most of you out there have 16 by 9. But yeah, so I ramble on a little bit and I talk about things that aren't impertinent to the video. So that's what ADHD does to you. You got to learn how to live with it. So GeForce GTX 1080 Ti, here we go. I'm going to put this sucker in, and let me know if you guys see differences in some of the games that I got going on right now, like say Ghost Recon, obviously Mass Effect. Well, I can't really show you Horizon Zero Dawn, that's PlayStation 4, but For Honor and stuff like that. Let me know if you guys see that big difference that is supposed to be around 33 to 34% or so better. It's a little out of focus there. So I I've read all the reviews. I've seen all the other pros do their special videos with all that camera work and stuff. And I gotta say, I'm really impressed with the performance, especially since this thing is almost less than half of what the GTX Titan X Pascal is, which is always confusing to me. I don't know why they do that to themselves, because they literally they literally take one of their products, right, that they want people to buy, and then they put something else out that's newer, that's pretty much better in almost every single way, which just kind of alienates their last product in such a short period of time. So now it's like people's going to buy this over the GTX Titan, which is still $1,200. They should bring that price down a little bit. So let me know your thoughts on that. Again, this was not a short unboxing video, but I just wanted to show it off to you guys, and it's kind of cool getting a chance to talk to you guys face to face. I know a lot of some of you out there I don't get the chance to really talk to face to face. Hopefully you guys were able to hear me correctly. Hello there, Clarice. Yeah, so I just wanted to go over this real quick. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm going to hook this bad boy up. We're going to be playing some Ghost Recon, some Mass Effect, Andromeda, and we're going to see how this baby rocks. So thank you guys for all the love and support, and hopefully everyone out there is going to have a great St. Patrick's Day and a St. Patrick's Day weekend. Just remember to be safe, drive safe. I love you all, and of course I will see you next time. Peace out, bitches.